Good evening, everybody. Tonight on STN Channel 2 News, we take a look at the new class of 2019 and how the university is handling the large amount of new students.
Also, we take a look at the housing changes for the incoming freshmen.
And the university is mourning the loss as one of their school founders has recently passed away. All that and more coming up on STN Channel 2 News. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to the first STN Channel 2 News show of the school year. I'm Scott Roberts.
And I'm Ashley Kaufman.
It's the beginning to a new year here at the University of Hartford, and as always, the new beginning for a new group of students. The class of 2019 started their collegiate journey a little over 2 weeks ago with a lot to show for.
So in the spring, we found ourselves with several hundred, not thousands, but several hundred more admitted students than we did a year ago.
Lowe's Iser says this size of class isn't unusual to Hartford, but rather a return of sorts back to normal.
For about 6 or 7 consecutive years in the early 2000s, like 2003 to 2008, the entering classes in those years were similar or larger, actually, in size to the one that is here this year.
Perhaps one of the reasons for this comes in the third year of the school's rebranding initiative, with a large amount of support put on the student body.
Among the other stories that need to be told and are now being told are the incredible success stories that are here from students who are going through our programs and perhaps more importantly, finishing and going out in the world. We learned through the branding process that people were saying to us, you know, everybody else is talking about the success of their graduates and the success of their faculty and so on and so forth, and you guys aren't doing it with the same loud voice.
And with the never-ending process for the admissions program, the school is already looking ahead to next year's class, the class of 2020. Hard to believe we're already saying 2020. Students and parents will be on campus this Sunday, September 20th, for the first preview day open house of the new year.
And with the large amount of freshmen coming in, Residential Life had to make adjustments in preparation for the highly enrolled class. We went to find out how they handled the influx of students. With over 1,600 freshmen joining the university, Residential Life understood that their standard buildings weren't going to be enough to meet the demand for accommodations. The overflow of students were placed in E-Complex and the rest were temporarily housed in Regents Park.
Well, in E-Complex it was easy. Those buildings, like the complexes, have easier community access, better interaction with RAs. So we've done that before. 6 years ago we had first-year students in E&F Complex. So that fit our experience and the kind of environment first-year students would use. Regents was a little more difficult. Regents, the space fit, the number of beds we needed fit almost perfectly. We had to educate the first-year students a little bit about what to expect in terms of the time they're going to be there.
While freshmen are currently living on the north second floor of Regents Park, they will soon be relocated for the spring semester due to construction.
For first-year students, particularly women who are in Regents Park, we're offering a chance to move from Regents Park into A through D complexes where we have vacancies. Michael
Malone is confident that comfortable housing will be found for all freshman students currently living in Regents Park. Now, first-year students who have been tentatively placed in Regents Park will be updated on their spring semester housing as it becomes available.
The founder of the Hartford School of Communication, Thomas R. Donahue, passed away this August. Donahue arrived at the university in 1975, morphing a speech and theater department into the current communication school. Donahue then went on to become vice president of Lewis, Harris & Associates, lead the communication programs at both Boston and Virginia Commonwealth University. While he is gone, his influence lives on. Great to be back. We had a little bit of a mishap in the studio here last week, so we couldn't be back last week, but good to be back, Ashley.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at what the weather will look like for the next week and this weekend. Nicole, what are we in the mood? What are we in store for?
I'm in the mood for good weather.
What are we in the mood for, Nicole?
Yeah, guys. Well, this week we finally had a break from the 90-degree heat wave that we went through during the first 2 weeks of classes. But will next week be even cooler, or are we in store for another scorcher? Stay tuned because weather is next.
Thank you, Nicole. Now coming up after the break, the state police came to campus. Find out why.
And the brand new Starbucks has officially opened. We have the new details on the new cafe in the Mortensen Library.
Also, 2 speakers will be coming to the university to talk about fire safety. Stay tuned to 2.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And now, your STN2 weather forecast.
Hey, I'm Nicole Demars and welcome to the Weather Desk. It looks like next week we might finally start easing into some autumn weather. We'll look into more details soon with the 7-day forecast, but first, let's take a look at today's weather. Today was beautiful, sunny with a high of 84 degrees. It should be one of the hottest days left in the season, so it was really a great way to kick off the weekend. We're going to take a look at tonight's forecast, and you'll see it's going to cool off a lot. It's going to go all the way down to 59 degrees, which will be so refreshing. You can open up your dorm and apartment windows and let the fresh air in. Hey, if you're lucky, maybe you'll even get to sleep with a blanket tonight. Then we're going to take a look at tomorrow's weather, and you're going to see that it's going to be beautiful, sunny, and 82. It will be the last real beach day of the season, so make sure that you really take advantage of the hot sun while we have it. Now we're going to see Sunday's forecast, and as you can see, the temperature is going to cool off a lot, dropping to 74, which will be so comfortable, warm enough where you can wear shorts and a t-shirt, but cool enough where you won't be sweating your tails off outside. Now we're going to look at the 7-day forecast, and you'll see that, like I said, the weekend is going to be really beautiful, perfect, and then for the rest of the week, we're going to be really easing into those cooler fall temperatures. By the end of the week on Thursday, we're actually going to be hitting 69, which will be really awesome. We're finally going to get that fall that everyone's been waiting for.
So Nicole, I am really hoping that, like you said, I can sleep with a blanket tonight because I live in Regents and it has been extraordinarily hot, I have to say.
Same in the village.
Yeah.
Nicole and I know we live in the same spot. The same exact thing in the village.
It'll be so nice. We finally get to throw on some jeans, maybe even a flannel. We're really easing into fall.
Well, thank you so much, Nicole, for the 7-day forecast, and can't wait to see what's in store for weather this week. So now, back to the news. The Connecticut State Police teamed up with the university's Public Safety Department for an event to bring awareness to safe driving on Thursday, September 17th. A car accident simulation called The Convincer was present for students to try, and it demonstrated the impact of an accident when a vehicle is driving 5 miles per hour. The purpose of the simulator was for users to feel the impact of a crash while wearing a seatbelt to understand the impact that could occur if they were unbuckled and driving at a higher speed. Public safety and the state troopers stress that even if a student is only driving from one parking lot to another on campus, they should always be wearing a seatbelt and driving under safe conditions.
This summer, the Dorothy Goodwin Cafe in the Mortensen Library was renovated into a brand new full Starbucks cafe. STN reporter Krista Gray went to find out more.
Prior to it being a Starbucks, the Dorothy Goodwin Cafe was designed more with an artistic flair and not really a flair towards the operation end of things.
With this new modern design, Airline employees have been able to serve customers quicker than ever before. These workers have been working extra hard to maintain the high standards and expectations that the Starbucks brand has set.
The training process is rigorous. It's not just, hey, would you like a job at Starbucks? There's a 2-week training that goes for all our baristas. Our guests currently really have never lived in a pre-Starbucks world, right? So they have expectations where if somebody in my generation where we didn't grow up with Starbucks.
Having a Starbucks on campus makes the university feel more like home because students have a brand and menu that they know and recognize.
So I think it helps bring more of that community aspect to the campus, but it also helps with the transition of leaving home, coming to a place that you're comfortable with.
Starbucks will accept their gift cards and payments from their app. Dorothy Goodwin gift cards will not be accepted. Krista Gray, STN Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Chris. Starbucks is open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Sorry, they are closed on Saturdays.
Now on Tuesday, September 22nd, Alvaro Llanos and Sean Simons will be visiting the university to share their story of a dorm fire at Seton Hall in New Jersey that killed 3 students and injured 58 more. They will be screening the film After the Fire, which tells the story of the 2 then 18-year-old roommates who shared an experience in a real-life dorm fire. The program will be in Lincoln Theater and run twice, one at 12 to 1:30 p.m. and then again at 7:30 to 9:30 p.m.
If you have ever been interested in the world of television, STN is a great way to check it out. Whether you're interested in producing, advertising, engineering, reporting, photography, directing, graphic design, or sports, we literally have it all. Stop by our office in Drangus Room 120G and join too. Coming up after the break, we have the details on the new comment option causing quite the sizzle around campus.
Also, the university created a new tool for students to make student life easier.
And CAT is offering a special trip for interested students. I think I'm interested. Let's find out what it is. Let's stick around. We'll be right back.
Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You're watching STN Channel 2 News.
Now, if you have an idea for a story you would like us to investigate or an event we should cover, let us know. Send us an email to tips@stn2.tv, or you can submit a tip through text message at 860-631-STN2. Also get all of your campus news updates by following us on Twitter at twitter.com/STN2.
Students that have been to the new University Commons this semester, you may have noticed a new popular station at the grill. Aramark has introduced Sizzle, a new dining option which offers different cuts of meat every week as well as seafood options with it. The new station was created to give students restaurant-quality food without having to leave campus. To keep things fresh, the food choices change weekly and seasonally inside the Commons.
I know as things go in and out of season or things become more readily available to us, we'll take a look at different things. Like in the spring, lobsters will become available and at good pricing. So we'll look at things like that. There's different types of the year that we may look at rack of lamb and things like that. So we'll see what we can get. It's not to make money for dining. It's to cover our costs and then in turn just drive the customer experience. That's what we're looking to do.
That lobster already sounds good, and it's only fall. The Sizzle station is open every day through lunch and dinner and closes 30 minutes before the dining hall does. The cost for a Sizzle meal is $9.99 in addition to that meal swipe that gets you into Commons.
Now, the CT Space Grant is holding a Career and Grants Expo on Friday, September 25th at the Pratt & Whitney Museum hangar in East Hartford from 2 to 4 p.m. The event is free and open to all students, and a bus will provide transportation if needed. For students interested in attending, you can register online at ctSpaceGrant.org. Or for any questions, you can email Dr. Jean Burrell at hartford.edu.
CAT has announced that during spring break of 2016, they will be hosting a cruise trip for students. Look at that. The trip will consist of traveling around the Eastern Caribbean and stopping at the Grand Turk, Half Moon Cay, and Nassau, the Bahamas. The cost of the trip is $1,000, which includes bus, plane, and cruise fees. Students will pay in 5 different waves of $200, the first being due on October 15th. They'll also be holding fundraisers for the event on November 6th and 13th.
Now, the Office of Technical Services is implementing a new tool called Okta in order to make managing passwords easier for students at the university. The university chose to begin using Okta after a large number of password resets were requested by students for their various accounts, including Blackboard and the Self-Service Center. Okta is not a single password system and will help students keep track of their passwords for their multiple accounts.
When students sign up for Okta, they will see a list of applications after they log in that they have access to. Email, Blackboard, self-service. We're looking at adding the library system in there as well. And what will happen is the first time they log into that application, it will save their password. So the next time they log into Okta and they click on the application, it will go straight to the application. They won't have to have their password anymore.
Allowing students easier access to the university accounts on their cell phones or tablets. An email will be sent out to students with further instructions on how to activate their Okta account, or they can go to hartford.okta.com.
In local news, parents in Bristol are on alert as health officials sent home a letter with Bristol Elementary School students about a possible scabies outbreak. One 4th grade student at Southside Elementary was sent to the school's nurse. Officials say she contracted what looked to be a rash on her skin. Parents claim they never received a letter from the school. Some even found out through social media. Southside says they will thoroughly clean and monitor that affected classroom.
Now, Subway's co-founder Fred DeLuca passed away this week from leukemia at the age of 67. DeLuca originally opened the famed sandwich shop when he was 17 years old as a way to pay for college tuition. The idea originally came from co-founder Dr. Peter Buck, a friend of DeLuca's family. Subway currently operates over 44,000 restaurants in 110 different countries. DeLuca is survived by his wife, sister, and son.
Taco Bell has decided to expand its borders as the Mexican food chain will now be serving alcoholic beverages at their establishments. Beverages including but not limited to $4 beers, wine, and sangria, along with twisted freezes, will be offered at certain Taco Bell establishments. Taco Bell says that this new concept is as a result of the millennial trend seeking more urban environments. The new name for the restaurants that will be serving alcohol will be called Taco Bell Cantina. They will offer a tapas-style menu.
You know, Scott, as good as those Taco Bell and alcohol together sounds,
in moderation, though, drinking responsibly.
Absolutely. I can't wait to try it out, I have to tell you.
Of course.
But you know what? I think we should pass it over to Alex Young at the sports desk.
Who is not legal enough to drink that alcohol, Alex. You will not be indulging in any of that.
Unfortunately, I won't. But if you are legal, you know what goes good with Taco Bell and alcohol? Sports, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Alex Young. Coming up, we got the highlights of the women's soccer team as they were in action, as well as the results of the Hartford Hawk events that took place this week. So stay right here, because sports is next.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up the bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And now, your Channel 2 Sports.
And welcome back. The women's soccer team were in action at home against in-state rival, the Yale Bulldogs. The Lady Hawks have been on fire this season, being unbeaten in their last 5 matches. Could they keep their streak alive? Let's take a look at the highlights. And as you see here, Jessica Yerg leading the squad out to the field as they are trying to get fired up before they play the in-state rival, the Yale Bulldogs, and keep that 5-game unbeaten streak alive. Let's go late. First half here as Sydney Spermulo throws a beautiful pass over to Caroline Madsen for the easy goal. 1-0 U Heart. But Yale was not going to back down here. It's right here. Late first half here, 2 minutes left to go. Off a corner kick, Michelle Aloze fires a rocket and to tie the game at 1-1. Now, let's go into the second half here where there was 7 minutes left. Here's a corner kick. Looks like it has a chance to go in. Saved by Jessica Yerg. Game still tied at 1-1. However, this game went into overtime here. As you see, Alea topped it with the rocket, but it just goes a little bit over the net, and the game's still tied. With time winding down late second half off the corner, the shot is deflected. The game is still tied. Here, Yale on the attack, trying to get one more chance. Time winding down, but the ball goes out of bounds, and this game will end in a tie, 1-1. However, as you see, the women keep their 5-game unbeaten streak alive with the tie against Yale. For the Lady Hawks, Caroline Massey had the lone goal for her team with her only shot on goal. Sydney Spermulo had a rare quiet game, finishing with the only assist and ripped 4 shots with only 2 coming near the goal. For the Bulldogs, Sophia Griff had a nice time shooting-wise, finishing with 3 shots total, with 2 of them almost finding the back of the net. Michelle Aloze tied the game up with her only goal, but almost scored 2 more times, but the shots went just a little wide. Next for the ladies is a game on the road against Wagner. Staying with the Lady Hawks, freshman Julia Carr has added yet another America East Rookie of the Year honor to her trophy case. She has now accumulated this honor a total of 3 times, with 2 coming from the weeks prior. Carr earned her award after her amazing performance against NJIT, where she ripped 10 shots against the goalie. Her other award-winning game came against Bryant, where she netted the game-winning goal on a penalty kick and also dished out an assist that led to the team's 4th goal. Carr has been a crucial part of the team's success as she ranks 2nd on the team in points with 10, as well as goals with 4. With this level of play, the future looks bright for Miss Carr. Moving on to the men now, who have dropped their last 2 on the road. They finished up their 5-game road trip just north of the state in Amherst to take on the UMass Minutemen. Let's see how that ended up. And unfortunately, not the outcome the men were looking for, dropping the decision 2-1 to the Minutemen. The Hawks struck first in this one, with Rohan Royce notching his 1st goal of the season. But Samuel Asamoah provided the equalizer for the home team before the end of the half. Kevin Boyno broke the tie in the 63rd minute, giving UMass the 1-up on Hartford. Giovanni Sims led all players with 5 shots, only 1 of them on goal. Next up for the Hawks is a home game against Iona Gale Saturday at 7. Now time for a little bump, set, and spike as we talk about the Hawks volleyball squad. The ladies have hit a rough patch this year, unable to put 1 up in the win column. They hope to change that against Bryant on Tuesday. And well, different team, but same result. The Hawks are swept by the Bulldogs 3-0. This marks the 4th matchup in a row that the Hawks have not won a single set. Polita Badastau for the red and white had 6 kills and 7 digs on the evening. And Astrid Manquel provided a lending hand with 16 assists and 2 block assists. For the Bulldogs, Vika Nesterov lit up the stat sheet with 20 assists and 3 kills. Kristen Kingi brought the hammer down, tied for the team lead with 10 kills. A troublesome 0-11 now. The Hawks have a short trip to New Britain for a tournament hosted by our good friends at CCSU. Hitting the links now as the women's golf team traveled south to Maryland for their seasonal debut at Tignali Towson Invitational. And as you guys see, a great start to the season it was for the ladies, with a top 5 finish from the field of 19 teams. Hartford finished tied for 5th with Towson's B team, with their A team taking the home win. Senior Anna Mallett was the top hawk in this one with an overall 12 over par, good enough for the 12th best in the field. Junior Megan Rowley was not far behind her, shooting 14 over to put her in a 6-way tie for 17th place. Next up for the women, will play in the Dartmouth Invitational in New Hampshire on Saturday, September 26th. Moving from the tee box to the hardwood, as head men's basketball coach John Gallagher announced that he would be making some changes to the coaching staff. The 6-year coach has added the likes of Tom DeVitt, who was previously the director of basketball operations. He will now be assistant coach for the upcoming season. He also added former Hawks standout Jared von Rosenberg, who will also be an assistant coach to the staff. Finally, and new to the Hartford basketball scene, Matt Mahalik will take over as director of operations. And as you guys see, the men's soccer team is in action. They are against Iona Saturday at 7. They're coming back home from a long road trip. So go out and support your Hawks.
Good to be back.
Very
It does
good
feel
to be
very
back.
good to be back.
Does it feel weird for you guys?
Nah, it doesn't feel weird. I mean, it felt weird that we started a little late, but
True.
You know,
That's
we had those problems. But it feels good to be back in the sports desk, back reporting with you guys. It's a lot of fun. I'm happy we're here.
Yeah, and what Nicole, you were saying before, I mean, it's like summer really hasn't left yet.
Fortunately. I know. Thank God, like this week we can finally start like easing into the fall. And I don't know about you guys. I'm excited for apple cider, apple pie, apple crisp, apple donuts.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a look. Let's take one more look at the 7-day. Let's see when we can actually get into that kind of apple weather. There we go. Yeah, I mean, geez, that Thursday next week is going to be looking good when it gets cooler.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
as things start to get a little bit cooler, I think we'll start to feel good. And then I won't say the dreaded S word just yet because that's a long way away.
No.
No, we are not wishing for snow.
No. Fall is where the best season of the world lives because it's not too cold, not too hot. There's a nice breeze. What do you think about fall, Nicole?
That's definitely my favorite season. I love everything about it. Halloween, Thanksgiving, those are my favorite holidays.
See, Alex and I like it because of football.
Yeah,
we're enjoying football. We're
back.
enjoying fantasy football. I don't know when we're playing. When are we playing?
I don't know. We're playing soon. I'm actually playing my roommate.
Fantasy?
No, fantasy.
But it is also good. It's also good weather for football. You know, I've gone out with my roommates and thrown the football around, so I'm happy it's finally cooling off.
Yeah.
You know,
it's giving people a chance to go out and still enjoy the weather while it's still cool, frisbee, lounging out on the quad, things like that. So always a good thing. We're going to be working for the women's soccer team and the men's soccer team coming up soon. We're going to have our annual sports production coming up soon, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be October 10th and 11th. The men and women are going to be having a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. That's going to be a lot of fun. A good matchup. The women have been having a really good season.
Yeah,
the men started off really well this year. They lost a few decisions, but they're going to try to turn
They were
things
projected to be first in the American East, weren't they?
Yeah, they were projected to be first. They started off like they were going to be that. And you lose some games. They had a tough 5-game road matchup, but things happen, and the women actually have just had their best season in recent memory, the best start of a season. So, we're going to have a lot of good quality action for you guys. So I'm excited for that.
I think they do, and I think the cross country team's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. They're
Nicole's
off to a
not
really
back
great
yet.
start.
She's got an injury, unfortunately, but she's raring to get back, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing you run again.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to running.
Yeah, I bet you are. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at STN Channel 2. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scott Roberts.
And I'm Ashley Kaufman. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
See you next week right here, 5 o'clock.